Choke, no joke. Chicky choke, no joke. Choke, no joke. Chicky choke, no joke. You know what it is. We back in the courtroom, baby. We back. This time, Birdman is going to appear. Oh my God, this is really getting crazy, y'all. This is really getting crazy. Now they getting ready to show Birdman up in this case. Like this is good. And they expecting Birdman, and they trying to get Lil Wayne to. Let's get back to it.
Like the court to hear.
Yes, Your Honor, I have, for the purpose of this hearing, I have labeled additional segments as 3 Zulu Zulu through 7 Zulu Zulu.
All right, let's hear 3 Zulu Zulu first.
And 3 Zulu Zulu, just so that the record is clear, it's a Twitter series of tweets from Dwayne Carter's account, but they're strung together in a video form, and it's about a 2-minute video. Okay. Rejoin Zoom. And my apologies, I think I have to be let back into the Zoom feed.
Oh, all right, I'll let you there.
Okay. And so this is the 3 Zulu Zulu, posted March 19th, 2015. Dwayne Carter, my legacy will still be continued by me. I'm sorry, Judge, we're gonna play it like it's. I mean, we can take.
Hold on 1 second. 1 second.
2015.
This is when Young Thug was getting ready to put out the Carter 6 album on Rich Gang. One second, child. Let me see. I'm trying to have that audio.
Okay, all right. Continue.
And that's the extent of State's Exhibit 3 Zulu. The tweets that the court just saw from March 19, 2015. States 4 Zulu is a compilation video. The state does not intend to play the whole thing. We have 45 seconds to 1 minute and 8 seconds that we'll be playing. I'm going to fast forward it to 45 seconds.
I was one of the illest rumors, and like, that's crazy. What is it? Is it really the
Get up a little bit so the court can hear the question posed.
That's my commentary.
really doing the Carter 6? I gotta ask you.
Yeah.
I was one of the illest rumors, and like, that's crazy. What is it? Is it really the Carter 6?
I don't know, cause Wayne coming out with more albums. So I don't know if he gonna name one of them Carter 6. It depends on what he name his album.
But if he leave that lane open.
Yeah, I'm going. Carter 6. Carter 6 to 10. He did 1 to 5. I'm gonna do 6 to 10.
I just watched it.
Okay, that was 45 seconds to 1 minute and 10 seconds. And then the next segment is 1 minute and 59 seconds to 2 minutes and 13 seconds.
Before you go on again, let me hear that one more time, please.
Yes. I'm going to start right before, but we don't intend to play the female blogger.
The rest of my commentary.
Really doing the Carter 6? I gotta ask you.
Yeah.
I was one of the illest rumors, and like, that's crazy. What is it? Is it really the Carter 6?
I don't know, cause Wayne coming out with more albums. So I don't know if he gonna name one of them Carter 6. It depends on what he name his album.
But if you leave that lane open.
Yeah, I'm going. Carter 6. Carter 6 to 10. He did 1 to 5. I'm gonna do 6 to 10.
I just watched that interview. So he said that he wants to name.
So in that segment, the defendant Williams was asked, was he really going to do Carter 6? He responds, yes, and it depends on what Wayne does and what Wayne intends to do with his next album. He says that Wayne did 1 to 5 and he's going to do 6 through 10. And that's in segment 45 seconds to 1 minute and 10 seconds of States for Zulu. May I continue to the next one, or do you want me to pause?
All right, okay.
Okay, so going to 1 minute and 59 seconds.
Hi, I'm Thugger, and the Carter 6 is on the way. The Carter 6 is on the fucking way. And it's coming out on the 17th, my mom's birthday, 4/17.
1 minute and 59 seconds to 2 minutes and 13 seconds are potentially the next clip that we would show. Following that is a segment we've already shown the court. So we're going to skip past this next segment with Dwayne Carter talking about telling fans not to listen to Jeffrey Williams. We're going to go to 3 minutes and 39 seconds. Actually, 3 minutes and 45 seconds. It's just a little bit before the next one. 3 minutes and 39 seconds had the Twitter portion we've already shown the court.
They put an end to the whole Carter 6 fiasco. Lil Wayne is suing Young Thug. So right now, Young Thug cannot come out with the Carter 6 album. And he basically announced that today on Instagram. Young Thug was really pissed off. Go ahead and check out what Young Thug had to say about the situation right here.
Can't name the mixtape Carter 6 because these fuck ass niggas trying to sue. Just like some hoes. Big old blood gonna go on bar 6 on the fucking way.
So at 4 minutes and 26 seconds, that's coming up. What's on the screen now is the portion that we've already shown the court, which was to Zulu.
All right.
State's exhibit. Those are the portions from State's exhibit for Zulu. So I'm going to just stop the share on that. State's Exhibit 6, Zulu, Zulu. That was footage from Defendant Williams' appearance in Holly Grove. That is 6 Zulu Zulu. 7 Zulu Zulu. Is related to not Dwayne Carter, but a different person, a different artist that was looked into. The footage itself was looked into by Detective Rice.
Who and for what purpose?
This is after Defendant Williams began an online disagreement with an artist called The Game, after The Game sort of dipped into the conversation or disagreement between the defendant and Dwayne Carter. And the people on this video include Defendant Stillwell, as well as YSL member Quindarius Zachary.
And Your Honor, just for the record, I'm just going to say right now that I'm going to strenuously object to admitting this video. It has absolutely nothing to do with 39 through 40. It is complete character evidence, and this is exactly why I wanted the state to show the videos that they planned on playing, because this is just preposterous that we're going to enter this video into evidence as something to do with 39 through 40, where it's just basically my client running his mouth with Quindarius Zachary and has absolutely nothing to do with the Little Wayne incident. And while the state can sit here and claim it does, I would like to know what live testimony would be provided to connect that. It's people that actually have firsthand knowledge of anything that could connect what is about to be played with the Little Wayne incident. It doesn't exist.
All right, let me hear it first, and then we can talk about it again.
And Your Honor, my colleagues are reminding me that this may have been litigated and it may have already been deemed admissible, but if they're wrong, we're going to play it anyway.
Your Honor, that's a complete misstatement.
It's saying that my screen sharing is paused.
probably tried to open up something else along with it, so.
Okay.
That same shit that got Big and Tupac killed, little fuck, nigga. Pussy ass nigga, get your bitch ass killed. For life. Yeah, hey, call that low. Hey, gang, you bring your pussy ass down here, you gonna see me. I'm at your fucking neck. Fuck anybody.
And the first portion of the video is the subject of the court's order dated 4/15/2024. And then the remaining are pictures of various YSL members afterwards. Just after the video, SB with the shit at Los Angeles Confidential, and at Thugger1, at SB with the shit is the handle for Shannon Stillwell. At Thugger1 is the defendant Williams.
At Los Angeles Confidential is not Lil Wayne, by knowledge.
I don't know what that has to do with it. And on April 15th, 2004, we can share it with the court. The court entered the order denying defendant Shannon Stillwell's March 25th, 2024 motion to exclude. And that particular motion is the subject of this video, which they reminded me has already been, the motion for which has already been denied.
If that order was signed, Your Honor, it's because the state presented you with a proposed order that was not accurate.
Your Honor, I object to counsel's characterization of an order that the
You
court
submitted a
signed.
proposed order, Mr. Sharp?
No, because Your Honor hadn't ruled yet.
Okay, well, Wes, can you pull the, I see.
Additionally, Judge, the video itself shows the court, again, it goes to prove an element, a material element of count one, the association between the parties, the existence of the enterprise that is YSL, the nature of the enterprise, the relationship between the defendants, Shannon Stillwell, another YSL member, Quindarius Zachary, and the relationship that those two people have to the enterprise itself. So it not only goes to prove count one and multiple elements of count one. As I stated earlier, this is their reaction to someone who had sort of stepped into that conflict that we allege resulted in the shooting of Lil Wayne's bus in April of 2015. So that is part of the reason that Detective Rice was looking into that as well. But we can share with the court.
Your Honor, just because the state alleges that two completely separate things are somehow the same conflict doesn't make it so. I mean, we could allege completely unrelated crimes are somehow related and they wouldn't be admissible in the same trial. Just because Ms. Love's saying it, there's no evidence to support it. The Game and Lil Wayne are two completely separate individuals. They have nothing to do with each other.
And Your Honor, that does not make the video not relevant.
Right, because it's propensity. And certainly propensity is relevant. It's not admissible.
Judge, it's already been entered. The order's already been entered. We had the whole argument previously.
I need to take a look. I'm gonna take a look at the order. Look, we've been in trial a long time and, you know, I need to look at the order. I like to refresh my own recollection as to order first.
Yes, Your Honor.
What, did you find it? Well, thank you, sir.
And Your Honor, that was the day that we
Thanks, sir. Hang tight. Hang
Okay.
tight. Around the 25th of March. To April, yeah. All right, the court's taking judicial notice of the order that was entered on 4/15 of 2024, in which the court did in fact litigate Shannon Stillwell's March 25th, 2024 motion to exclude, and it was labeled as MOV _ 9876. And that hearing was held on April the 2nd of this year. And I denied Mr. Stillwell's motion to exclude. It talks about you're seeking the suppression of this particular video, Mr. Sharp. I did rule that because you filed it in conjunction with the decision that was made in Baker. So I ruled that your contentions in the video and the statements contained therein are admissible under 401, 402, 403, subject to the proper foundation. So as long as the state can lay a foundation, then of course, then I will, of course, and it's also subject to any additional objections that be made at the time. So,
Well, okay, subject to the proper foundation, I agree with, but
but I've already ruled on. I issued about a 5-page order.
Okay, and well, to the extent that Your Honor has previously apparently ruled that it's relevant, I would ask that Your Honor reconsider that ruling, considering this has, and I think Your Honor, in fairness to Your Honor, and you've said this to the litigants, you are seeing how this case plays out in real time, and you don't have the advantage that we have to know all the discovery. Now you know that this case, what this video purports to be, has nothing to do with any issue with Lil Wayne. And
Well, I think what they're saying is they're not saying this is Lil Wayne related. They're saying that it's for other purposes, such as to show the relationship purportedly between your client, between Mr. Williams, and
well, the tweet, Mr. Williams has nothing to do with the video.
well, and let's focus. Let's focus on
Your Honor,
on that issue involving Mr. Stillwell. Okay.
There are multiple. First of all, there's 5 expert witnesses, multiple fact witnesses, multiple videos, multiple social media posts that all put Mr. Stillwell as knowing and associated with Quindarius Zachary. There is no prosecutorial need to play a video that is full of unfair prejudice and undue prejudice, showing my client threatening someone who is completely unrelated to this case. And there are multiple ways that I will never deny the association between Quindarius Zachary and Shannon Stillwell, because they do know each other. They are associated. And that association is apparent throughout the discovery. So why we are playing this video, and if it has nothing to do with Lil Wayne and they want to show association,
Okay,
it's a little bit odd that the state wants to play
stop there
it.
just for a second. Stop. Let me just kind of inquire. Mr. Stillwell's reported threat. Who's he threatening?
Your Honor, he is threatening the artist known as The Game.
Okay, and what does the game have to do with this case?
So, Your Honor, if the court heard the video.
What does the game have to do with the indicted case that we have right now?
Mr. Stillwell's threat to the game on behalf of YSL was what made it relevant. But as to This,
How do we know that he's doing that on behalf of YSL?
because he says it in the video. I can play it again for the court.
All right, let me hear it.
And he tagged, I believe, the defendant Williams in the post as well, as I get ready to play it again.
That same shit that got Big and Tupac killed, little fuck, nigga. Pussy ass, they gonna get your bitch ass killed. For life. Yeah. Hey, gang, you bring your pussy ass down here, you gonna see me. I'm at your fucking neck. Fuck anybody.
And so, Your Honor, as I...
Hold on. You like what? I'm sorry?
What Ms. Love said about just threat on behalf of YSL, that was never stated in the video.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything. Play it one more time. Stop it where you think it says YSL.
The threat is on behalf of YSL.
Yeah, they gonna get your bitch ass killed.
That's somebody else.
Life. Yeah. Hey, gang.
Your Honor,
Hey, gang.
okay, so two things. One, it's a statement of a party opponent. It is statements of co-conspirator,
Who's talking now?
both Mr. Stillwell and Mr. Zachary,
Okay.
who is going to be testifying as well.
Okay. All right.
And in addition to that, even though this is not the primary reason that we were offering it, there's also the back and forth between that shows the game stepping into the Wayne Jeffrey Williams conflict. But that's not even what the point of it all is, that it's relevant because it's a statement of a party opponent. It is a statement that shows their relationship to one another, the nature of the relationship to one another and to YSL, and the nature of the enterprise itself. This is the argument that we made.
How's making a statement about the game, the enterprise itself? I mean, I see the other things about the relationship between the two, alleged co-accused, but
I'll tell the court. The same, when he's talking about the same.
he being who?
When defendant Stillwell is talking about the same shit that happened between Biggie and Tupac, as the court is aware, they're both dead. And they have the guns up in this video. I think Zachary is sitting behind Mr. Stillwell. They're holding up guns. He's saying, bring your whatever ass down here. The same shit that happened to Biggie and Tupac, you're going to get it too. So they're making these threats. They're not making these threats individually. You hear Mr. Zachary or one of his other co-conspirators sitting behind him saying YSL for life. And this is exactly the same kind of message that Mr. Williams sent out when he talked about people coming into the courtroom and telling the God's honest truth, you need to get killed, not on behalf of me, but that's from me and YSL. This is the same message that's going to be throughout, unless they're willing to stipulate that they are a criminal enterprise, that they are a criminal street gang, that they associate with one another and commit crimes in furtherance of that gang. They cannot stipulate away the state's reason for introducing this evidence.
This is not a reason.
I'm sorry, you speak up, sir.
Not an overt act. Additionally, the state is incorrect. I believe. I think the video will reflect, some other co-conspirator, as Ms. Love said, well, she can't even say who it was, A third party, Mr. Zachary did not say YSL on that video. It's a third party, and they can't even say who said it. But they're labeling them a co-conspirator. Additionally, there's no guns in this video. They're cell phones. They're not guns, to my view. So there's just, I mean, we're just misrepresenting everything here, and we're just trying to throw it in this case, and it has nothing to do with this case. And it's interesting, the state is now backing off and saying it's to show association. It's not involving Lil Wayne, it's to show association, yet they're trying to introduce it while we're doing the Lil Wayne case, which I find interesting. It has nothing to do with the Lil Wayne case. They have plenty of ways to show the association. The prejudicial impact of this far exceeds any scant probative value, if any exists at all, which I find dubious. And it needs to be excluded to ensure that my client receives a fair trial.
Judge, I think that it's a little disingenuous to say that this has no probative value. We literally argue the exact same thing at the last.
It's probative, but it may be more prejudicial. Because here's the thing. The game, here, just listen. The game is not a participant, okay? All right? And I think you're running into kind of, into foul territory when you're trying to, you've already got evidence to show arguably relationship between these two, okay? And if the game's not involved in this particular case, which he's not, then that's the court's viewpoint of that. I mean, it's more, the relevancy kind of gets skewed at that point.
Your Honor, if I may, from the very beginning, we have noticed the defendants that we were putting this in. The reason and only reason that I brought this particular video to the court's attention is that it is one of the ones that Detective Raisi came across or was provided to him during his investigation of the Lil Wayne bus shooting and his investigation, because he wasn't aware of YSL.
Okay, but what does it have to do with the Lil Wayne bus shooting?
So, Your Honor, we put in during the case.
What does it have to answer my? What does it have to? What does this State 7 conversation with a game, defendant Stillwell and Zachary, have to do with the Lil Wayne bus shooting?
The game stepped into the beef between Thug and Wayne. Literally, he steps into it. He comments on it verbally, outwardly, publicly.
But what's that? Okay, so he does. But what does that have to do with them?
And so, in response, that's what they said. To do with them, they are defending Thug and YSL, and they are threatening the game, telling him the same thing that happened to Biggie and Tupac was going to happen to the game. YSL for life. That's the whole point of it, Your Honor. And to say that because they claim it doesn't have anything to do with the Lil Wayne bus shooting lacks merit on 2 counts. One, this is an entire RICO case against YSL, whom we are alleging is a criminal enterprise. So to argue that it has nothing to do with Lil Wayne and therefore...
So just stop for a second. I'm sorry to hijack you. But so are you telling me Detective Reese is going to be able to lay the foundation as to this conversation with the game, and as to the basis as to why purportedly YSL and Mr. Stillwell and Mr. Williams' involvement? So, Judge, when you come for one, if I may, let her finish. When you come for one, you come for them all is the message that they're saying. You stepped out against this one, you coming for us all. So this message of unity, the way the court heard from one of our witnesses yesterday, when asked, how did you know this person was leading the group? When he moved, they moved. This is the way that the group itself moves. You come for one, we coming for you. So this evidence is pertinent, relevant, necessary. It's disingenuous to argue that we don't need it because they've seen the relationship. They continuously argue their relationship is that they are fellow rappers. They are co-rappers. You have people holding up guns, threatening people. Their argument is that it's fake. Well, that's for the jury to determine.
I'm not arguing.
That is,
Okay, well, let her finish, now, you know, you can fully develop your argument. But are you done?
no, I was just trying to figure out who you were saying to stop. But Your Honor, that's for the jury to determine. So if Mr. Stillwell's argument is, I don't see any guns, those are hands, whatever it is that he is saying, that's for the jury to determine, because we can see the gun being pointed at the camera. This is not the only video with them threatening people with guns. And this is evidence that once the game disses Thug, Stillwell threatens him with violence. Your Honor, this is evidence that is relevant to the entire case and specifically to count 1 in this indictment. The assertion that it's not a listed overt act or whatever it is that Mr. Shart is saying makes the evidence no less admissible. We have a permissible reason. It should not be excluded. There's no reason for exclusion. Given that his client is the one making the assertions about threatening violence against someone who has just recently dissed Thug, who is YSL, it's a statement of a party opponent. It's a statement that shows, as I said before, their relationship. It happens after this publicized beef between Wayne and Thug, and then Game coming in. So Wayne disses Thug, Winfrey shoots the bus. Winfrey is YSL. The Game disses Thug. Stillwell threatens the Game with violence. Quindarius Zachary is in the back holding up a gun. They saying YSL for life. It all proves material elements of count 1. There's no way that any part of this can be deemed, yes, prejudicial. Every piece of evidence we have against their clients are prejudicial because it shows that they're guilty. So when you have him on video filming himself saying the same thing that happened between Biggie and Tupac is going to happen to you, then they're proving the case for us, their own words. And the court found that the relationships between and among the co-defendants and their association with YSL as an alleged criminal enterprise and street gang are crucial, particularly since the defendants denied that YSL is a criminal enterprise or street gang. Accordingly, the court ruled that the statements contained in the video properly relate to, inter alia, the nature and existence of the alleged criminal enterprise/gang, affiliation with the alleged criminal enterprise/gang, participation in the alleged criminal enterprise/gang, gang association and membership, and the connection of the defendants with one another. And accordingly, the court denied defendant Stillwell's motion to exclude it. The court ruled properly. The court not only ruled in court, the court signed the order and entered the order. So when the argument is made, Your Honor has ruled, this is a situation where it is in writing and the court has ruled properly, I might add. And there is no reason, no legal basis for the exclusion of this evidence against the court's prior entered order.
Your Honor, there is no gun in the video. It is a flip phone. Okay. And this is dangerous. It's not Mr. Matthews' flip phone, but it is a flip phone. It is dangerous when we start just willy-nilly saying things and commenting on the evidence, and we're wrong. But additionally, Your Honor, I'm not arguing that it's a rap beef versus a real beef or anything like that. The state can say that I'm doing that. I'm arguing one thing very simply. It's irrelevant. Shouldn't have to argue one way or another because it shouldn't come in because it's irrelevant. The jury shouldn't have to consider one way or another. It's not a question for the jury because it's highly prejudicial. It's of limited relevance. The other thing is the state now saying it's to prove the gang and all this. The state hasn't given 418 notice. They were supposed to give 418 notice 10 days before trial to use that evidence in trial. It's not charged as an overt act and no. So they didn't fulfill the procedural requirements to even make that argument. But I don't, and the other thing is the state keeps claiming that the game
got involved somehow. The state has provided no evidence of that, and I will say, as an officer of the court, I read 152 approximately, I'm not sure the numbers, pages of Detective Raisi's work on this case. He never talked to the gang. The gang is never mentioned in any of those 150, however many pages that he wrote. The gang has nothing to do with Detective Raisi's investigation.
Okay. Well, it's subject to foundation, so we'll see what, as I mentioned here in my order. And I'll take a look at the transcript, beforehand, which I believe Ms. Weaver has available for me. So,